I found his wedding ring in her purse.
I found my husband's wedding ring in my best friend's purse. It started like any other Saturday morning. I was cleaning up after a family dinner the night before, and as I was organizing the kitchen, I noticed something unusual. My husband's wedding ring wasn't where it usually was, on the counter where he always leaves it before going to the gym. I tried not to panic. It could have fallen off, or maybe he took it off to shower. He often does that when he works out. But then I remembered what he had told me just the day before. "It's a hassle," he said, looking at his ring and fiddling with it. "I might just leave it at home today." But I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. He had never left it behind. And the fact that he said it was a hassle raised red flags. I brushed it off and thought I was overthinking things, until the next day. That's when I noticed something I couldn't ignore. I was at my best friend Sarah's house for a girls' night out. We were sitting on the couch, sipping wine, and catching up on everything, when I saw it. Sarah's purse was sitting on the coffee table. The flap was slightly open, and something shiny caught my eye. I leaned forward, squinting. It was his ring, my husband's wedding ring, lying right there in Sarah's purse. My heart stopped. It didn't make sense. How could it be there? I immediately reached out, my fingers shaking, but Sarah saw me and quickly closed her bag. "What's wrong?" she asked, her smile a little too wide. "Is that my husband's wedding ring in your purse?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Sarah froze. Her expression shifted from playful to defensive in an instant. "Of course not," she stammered. "You're seeing things. It's probably just a ring that looks like his." But it was his. I could tell from the engraving on the inside, his initials, and the date we got married. I couldn't breathe. I could feel my chest tightening. Why would Sarah have it? "You're lying. That's his ring, Sarah." She stood up suddenly, knocking over the wine glass on the table. It shattered, but I barely noticed. My mind was racing. This couldn't be happening. She didn't answer. Her eyes darted around, and I could see the guilt in her face. But she still tried to deny it. "Maybe you're just stressed out. You know, I've told you before how much you overthink things. Let's just forget about it." But I couldn't forget. I stormed out of her house, my heart hammering in my chest. My mind was racing. Was she cheating with him? Was I being tricked by both of them? I didn't know what to do next. I went home, heartbroken, and confronted my husband. I couldn't just ask, though, not without knowing for sure. I waited until he got home from his gym session. When he walked in the door, I looked him dead in the eye. "Where's your ring?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "What?" He seemed confused. "I told you I left it at the gym this morning." "Really?" I said. "Because I found it in Sarah's purse." His face went pale. His lips quivered. "Sarah has it?" he asked in a voice so quiet I could barely hear him. "Don't play dumb. What's going on?" I was going to tell you," he said, avoiding my gaze. "But I wasn't sure how." My stomach dropped. Something was terribly wrong. "Tell me what?" I demanded. He exhaled heavily, the weight of his secret hanging between us. "Sarah and I, we've been seeing each other." My blood ran cold. The betrayal hit me like a punch to the gut. "How long?" I whispered. "A year," he said, his voice breaking. I shook my head, unable to process it. He had been cheating on me, with her, my best friend. The two people I trusted most had betrayed me in the most painful way. But the truth didn't stop there. "I know this is hard to hear," he continued, "but I had no idea how to break it to you. I'm so sorry." Tears streamed down my face as I processed the devastation. I wanted to scream, to hit something, but I couldn't. I was paralyzed by the realization that everything I thought I knew about my life was a lie. That's when he dropped another bombshell. "Sarah told me to come clean to you," he said, looking at the floor. "But she also said she was thinking about telling you everything. She thought you'd figure it out yourself." "You knew?" I choked out. "I didn't know how to stop it," he whispered. "I don't even know how it happened, but now it's out of control. I don't know if we can fix this." My mind was spinning. The pain of betrayal was raw, but there was something deeper, more sinister at play. They both lied to me. They both played me. And now the ring, and the symbol of our vows, of everything we had built together, was just an empty piece of metal. The twist? Sarah wasn't the only one in on it. As I sat there, trying to piece my life back together, I realized that my entire marriage had been based on lies. Everything I thought was real had been a carefully crafted illusion. But I wasn't going to let them win. I wasn't going to let the people who hurt me dictate my story. And there was one more thing I had to do: confront Sarah. I wasn't going to let her get away with this. I'm planning something that will leave them speechless. but I don't know how far I'm willing to go to get the truth.